Perfect. Welcome, welcome. This morning, we're going to start in a seated meditation. So I have lots of props for that. Just like a basic kind of cushion that works as a meditation cushion. It just cushions between the hard floor. I have a meditation pillow that I use. These are great because you can kind of let some of the stuffing out and make it bigger or smaller and make it just the right size for you. Of course, you can use yoga blocks for a seated meditation as well. Really, when you lift your sit bones up off the ground, it gives your hips and your low back a little more space. So it's nice if you're sitting for a few moments, few minutes. You can also always put blocks under the thighs. This sometimes is really grounding. Doesn't feel like anything's leaning or tilting. You just feel like you're kind of nice and supported. Hands can rest on the thighs. They can rest in the lap. If your mind is really busy to start, you can put your hands on your body to really feel your body in this now moment. And so wherever you land, just get settled and start to bring your awareness to your sit bones, your tush. And then like you're standing from your sit bones, get really tall, like use the earth to sit taller. Just going to take a few rounds of breath here. Remember, always inhaling through the nose. Fill up the belly, fill up the chest. Exhale like you're blowing out a candle. Good. We'll do a few more of those. Inhale, belly, chest. Exhale, sigh it out. If it feels challenging, slow it down. I'm just giving you the cues. One or two more big breaths. Good. Now let that belly breath start to just be more natural, as if that's the way you always breathe. Ideally, we would like for our bodies to always do this in the nose, belly, chest, exhale, sigh. But it takes some practice. If you want, you can close your eyes or bring your eyes to one spot out in front of you to focus your awareness for just a few moments of meditation. Remembering that meditation is not about clearing your mind. It's just about witnessing your mind. When you witness that it's wandered off, you just lovingly come back to your breath. Bring your awareness back into your sit bones, into your legs, all the way down to your feet. Just notice sensations. Maybe bring your mind's eye, like you're scanning these spaces with your third eye. And then for the last few moments, we can envision a few things. Sending roots out of your body down deeper and deeper with every exhale. You can drop an anchor from your tailbone down to center of earth. Feel that. Or similarly, a magnet. The magnetic pull of Earth is pulling you down, holding you nice and strong. Just feeling really, really, really supported right here. Get one more big inhale, big exhale. Good. We're going to begin our first yoga hold, which is a butterfly fold. So you can stay where you're at. I'm going to spin sideways so you can see. I'm going to more than likely dismount some props, but you can always keep your hips lifted in certain poses that are folds if you'd like. Feet together, knees wide. Blocks can return underneath for that super grounded. You can put them on your feet, in between your feet. Right, elbows can go here. Sometimes I get forehead involved. Make a little fort. For extra, if you need it, your feet can go on the block or the block can go between your feet. So this is our first long hold. Just find that breath. And continue to send your breath, send your awareness into your legs, from your sit bones to your toes. I will take 3 more big breaths right here. And now don't move yet, but see if you can feel this sensation as you rise. Of course, you can use your hands to support, but feel yourself pushing down your legs, your sit bones down into earth to rise up, right? We're rooting down to rise back up, engaging the lower body, engaging the core. Good job. Big breath in at the top. You can grab your ankles. We're just going to do a little moment for the neck. So lifting one ear to sky. it's that same root to rise. So we're not pushing down into earth. We're to kind of like collapse in. We're pushing through sit bones to lift the ear. Very big difference. Up and over, other side. Lift, lift, lift. Like someone has pinched your ear and pulling you up. Get up to center. We'll go down to one. We're not sitting crisscross, so it's not your knee. One shin here towards your chest, looking down at a little 45-degree angle, lifting the back of the neck, back of the head. And then we'll go up and over other side. Good, back to center. One more here. We're going to lower the chin to chest and lift the back of your head. Good. Beautiful. Slowly head comes back to center. We can move some props around. We're going to build pigeon or deer. I will show both if you know where you want to go. Always try one on. It's easy to try deer on first because then you can just keep going into pigeon. Pigeon on the back is also welcome if you'd like. So from your butterfly, one foot will come behind you. So this is deer. Lots of variations. You can stay right here. You can fold on to props in front of you. Forehead can rest. Or for full pigeon, you can extend the back leg all the way behind you, best you can. Props can go under your front hip, like here. And again, elbows, forehead. Create a shape so that you can feel supported, so that you can feel all of that grounded energy that the earth has, right? So if something is hovering, if something is pinching, if your neck is hurting, get another tool. Creating a little fort to protect your shape here. Because once you feel grounded and supported, it then becomes even easier to breathe and to relax and to find more growth in the shape. So more flexibility, less rigidness and discomfort. So do not underestimate those first few moments getting yourself settled. One more minute. You can send breath to where you feel it most. You can connect back to your legs, sit bone all the way down to your toes. You can send roots, drop your anchor, feel the magnet pull you down. One more big breath. And now feel that solid energy underneath you as you slowly rise up and build whatever you need on the other side. So I'm going to bring both feet around front like butterfly. And then we'll set up the other side. As always, each side will be a little different. Every day is different. This is why we tune in frequently, to see what's here, honor what's here. And we do that by feeling what the body is saying. So you can try deer first, see how that feels, or slowly you can find your pigeon shape. Really connecting to that support that is all around you. Good, one more minute here. One more big breath in. And then slowly we'll come to, we're going to go to our back. So if you're in sleeping or supine pigeon on your back, you can stay. Otherwise, I'm going to bring legs around for a moment. Let that kind of settle in. And then we're going to cruise on to the back. It's first time here today, so you can take a moment to winch a wiper. You can shake the head, do a knees in or a full body stretch for a moment. All right, we are going to take a supine twist. So, supine twist, if you're starting with your feet on the ground and then you just tip over one side, it's going to be, I'm just going to say one sensation because you might feel it differently for each individual. I tend to feel it a little more in my hip flexor and just this top hip. Now, if you float your feet and then drop them over, now your spine is rotating a little more. And so I feel it a little more on the outside of the hip and the low back. Just feels nice for me. Arms can go out wide like a T. They can rest on the body. And you can put a prop underneath if there's some space between you and the earth while you twist. It's also nice to put something between the knees. And then just keep finding that shape that really just demonstrates the support that earth provides us. Slowly, we'll come through center and then take your twist to the other side. Take your time. Keep making little adjustments until you really can feel that complete release, that let go. Maybe it feels like allowing, surrender, trust that you will be held here. If any of those words really resonated, you can repeat it to yourself. I am safe. I trust. I surrender. Is really helpful, especially if you struggle with anxiety or stress about what's coming in the future, right? The unknown, which I think might be all of us. But it's really nice to remind your body, to remind yourself, your brain, that physically right here, you can trust. You can trust that you can be held here for the next 4 minutes. And let your body feel what that feels like. What does it feel like to allow, to surrender, to trust, to be safe? And it's okay if it takes a little bit to get to that sensation, right? This is why we practice. You can vision those roots, right? If you are rooted, you're safe. You're not going anywhere. Very slowly, we'll come back to center. And then you can roll to one side, fetal pose, and then press yourself up. We're going to come around to hands and knees for cat-cow. I like my little cushion here for this. It pads the knees, and if you have wrist stuff, by lifting your palms and letting your fingers kind of drape off the side of something, it can lessen the amount of flexion in the wrist. We'll take a moment here, dropping the belly with a big inhale. And then exhale, you round it out. Keep going. Just feeling into your breath. And now as you flow, feel that solid earth below you. Right? Feel how when you drop your belly, you can kind of really let go because your weight is supported. When you round it, you can push into earth and find a little more stretch. Good. Take a few rounds of side to side, feeling the hips. A few more big breaths. Good. All right. Since we are focusing on grounding, we're going to tuck the toes. So a little push-up toes here. And then you're just going to very gently, very slowly start to sink your hips back. Now, my left arch is slowly recovering from something. So I'm just going to go really slow, probably stay here. If you want, you can walk your hands all the way up, right? Sit tall, drop your sit bones into your heels. I'm going to stay right here for 2 or 3 more breaths. Good. When you're ready, you can release. We're going to float the feet and give them a little roll. You can pitter patter the tops of your feet. Feels nice sometimes. All right, we're going to slowly come down to the belly. So use your core, use the earth. Don't just plop your hips down, because then what happens to your low back, right? You're using earth to slowly invite yourself to the belly. Good job. We're going to build Sphinx, elbows underneath. Hips you can kind of like move your feet wide, shake your hips a little bit. Again, so that the low back feels safe. If you want more, elbows get closer. It makes more and more of a back bend. If it feels too pinchy in the low back, you can take elbows wide. You can even bring a block or a prop under your head if you'd like. Even from this Sphinx pose, sometimes it's nice to have a block under the head. And since this is a home practice, I'm going to mute some background noise happening. Just keep breathing big and connect to earth in whatever way we've done that you really enjoyed. Take one more big breath here. Now let's take a little break. Bring your elbows all the way wide if you've still been propped up on them, and rest your forehead on your hands. You can shake your heels side to side with your toes on the earth or with your feet floating. See what feels good. All right, we're going to slowly come back up into Sphinx just so that we can set up for the next pose, which is half of two poses. We're going to take half of happy shoulders. So I'm going to thread my left arm under. My other hand can become a pillow. You can use a pillow, a block, whatever you want. And then we're going to invite half frog. So left arm is reaching over to the right, and then right leg is going to come up to meet. And the right leg is, in a textbook, maybe 90 degrees at the hip, 90 degrees at the knee and the ankle. But you can keep lifting the knee. If you have space, you can take your foot out to the side and kind of extend the leg. And then we'll return to the practice of grounding our energy into that sensation of solid, stable, supported earth below us. Very slowly, you can kick the leg back behind you and slowly invite the arm out from underneath you. You can return to Sphinx on the elbows. You can return to windshield wipers of the heels. And then once you kind of feel the sensation of the last one move through a little bit, we'll return to elbows to thread the other arm under and other knee out to the side. As you breathe here, if you'd like to ponder about what things in your day-to-day life help you to feel grounded. So words that can be associated with grounded is safe, um, like your foundation, like what makes you feel like you're ready to build, to grow, what helps you to feel solid, supported. So, as for me, I feel grounded and ready to right like grounded is here, and then from the roots we rise. So, grounded for me is when my space is tidy and when I've spent some time looking at my calendar, my week. I know where things are going to go, or at least, right, have a little bit of a plan for where they might land. This allows me to then be like, okay, there's a space for everything I need to get done. I don't need to stress over whether it will. So ponder. I'm going to mute because Coconut is being rowdy this evening, so morning, sorry. One more big breath. And then you can slowly start to unwind, leg first, and then take the arm out from underneath. You can windshield wiper, you can just rest with your head on your hands. All right, we are setting up for our final pose. So you can choose Shavasana, legs long, arms wide, just laying stretched out on your mat. Options, you can put a heart opener, props under your upper back if you'd like. You could take a supine butterfly, fetal pose, child's pose, anything that you can really easily just see here. Very slowly, we'll roll to one side fetal pose if you're not there. Again, just feel that solid, safe, grounded energy below you. And we'll root down to earth to rise up to a seated shape. And just take a moment to tune in. Notice how you feel. Hmm. Remember, all the feels are welcome. So, if you would like to feel more grounded, you could go put your feet in the earth for a few moments after this practice. And just continue to notice which habits help you to feel safe and steady and ready to go. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you next time. Namaste.